Hello all, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today we are going to see the cast function in PySpark. Basically, if you are know the SQL, then I think you know the what exactly the cast function will do, right? So basically, cast function we use to convert the data type of column, right? So let's start the practically. So I just imported all the functions. This is the standard center from pyspark.sql.function.import all, right? Star means all function we are importing. Then we are creating the data. So data must be in the square bracket, and this is the under this square bracket, this is the first row, right? And this is the second row, and these are the columns name. So first one is id, second one is salary, and third one is joining date. And then by using create data frame, spark.create data frame, we just pass this data variable and columns variable, and then we created the data frame. And just we want to see the print schema. Basically it will give the schema like what is the data type of each column, and at the last we are just seeing the whole data frame. Now if I run the code, if you see, let me run the code. Now if you see, the print schema basically give this output, right? First column name is id, string, salary is string, and joining date also string. So now like at the when we enter, this is the data we got, but id we want to convert it to the double, sorry, integer. And this one is like salary is double, and joining date must be in the data type must be date, right? So basically now we got the incorrect data type for our data. We just want to convert the data type of each column. So how we can do that? Firstly, by using the cast function we can do that. Either cast function we can use the with column or select statement or select expression. So firstly we will see the cast with select function, cast with select. So df, so actually df, and now I use the select, and which column we want to select. Suppose now we want to select the id, I can use here id, right? And then on the this id column we want to change the data type. Which data type? Suppose now I want to change into the integer, right? And right, and then we want to do the alias for this column as a same id, right? And now if you see, so we have done with the one column. Let me enter properly. So if you see, basically select column we use the to select the column. So we selected the one column, right, id, then change the data type of that column into the integer, and that column we rename as a id, right? Now if I go to the next column, I can just copy this above code, because we have the three columns and all three columns have the by default string data type we want to change. So for the id we change into the integer, but salary we want to change into the double. So I just select the salary column here, right? And we want to alias, like we want to rename with the salary, and here we want to change into the double. Now we change the data type of salary and id column, and again I copy the same code, and then because we remaining with the one column, I can just copy this one and paste it here. Now I use the joining date, so we want to select the joining date column, right? And we want to change the data type of into the date, and again we want to rename with the as it is like what we have. Now whatever the output we got, we want to store into df1.cast, right? So firstly we selected each column, change the data type of each one, and do the alias. Now let's see the result. What result like output we will get? df1.cast, I can use the print schema. So we want to like check the data type of each column after we use the cast, right? and we want to see the actual data frame, right? So this we have added extra dot. I can use df. So we have changed whatever the output we got, we stored into df1 dot cast, right? So now what I will do now, by default if you see, we have the id data type. For the id column we have data type string. Each column mostly have the data type is string. Now if I run the code once again, and if I run the code once again, let's see the result, like output, what output we will get. Now if you see, for the id data type is now integer, for the salary data type is double, and for joining date data type is date, and this is our data frame. Now we done with the this function like cast with select. So we can change the data type with column also, like let's cast with column. So again, like df2, I can create a one variable df2 dot cost, right? So there df dot with column. So basically with column we create the new column. So we want to create a new column id, right? And right, we want to create a new column now, but I use the to create a new column, I use the id column, and then I convert into the, like, I use the existing id column, and that id column we want to want to change the data type into the integer, right? Now same thing, like firstly we want to create a new column whose name is id. Then for to create this column we use the existing column, that column name is id, and that column we want to firstly change into the data type into the integer. Now let's go to the next. I copy the as it is whole what we have done, right? We done with the one column, we have the three columns, I can paste three times. Now we done with the id. Now again we want to create a new column. For that new column name must be salary. For that column creation we use the existing column whose name is salary, and for that existing column by default data type is string, but we want into the double, so I use the double. Now again I want to create one more new column. I can copy this. For that one, new column name is id. I use the existing column to create a new column. For that name is, like, for that column name is joining date, and existing data type for this one is integer, sorry, string, but we want in the date data type. And now we want to see the result. So now if I use df2.cast, and if I use dot print schema, so basically print schema will give the actual schema, like data type of each column and all the things. I can also see the result. So we don't want to see the result, so result must be same only. So if I run this code, we are getting some error with column text three position argument, but the 7 were given. Okay, so with column we need to use with the each one, like maybe I can use this one, and I can use copy as it is. Okay, let me remove this one. Okay, I can remove this one. Let me. Okay, now we are given this one is extra, right? So let's start with, I think syntax is incorrect. Let's start once again. Okay, here I can give again with column, right? I can give, okay, let's like fix the error code with the syntax. With fix we have the option to fix the code, right? Okay, let me see. Just now I created, before this recorded video, I just created the cast function. Like, let's see the syntax. Okay, go here. If I go to the recent, okay, I can open this one. So if you see, this is the syntax. Select expression, column print schema, select. Let me check once again. Okay, let's see. No worries. I will just with column. You can just copy the code as it is. I firstly remove and then we can fix the code. No worries. I can use copy this one, comma, comma, and here firstly I can give the salary, salary, and you can give joining date. Okay, if I run the code, it will give the error, right? So we can fix the code in Databricks. We have the option. We can fix the code. So now it's saying diagnose the error. Like if you're facing the any error when you run the code, you can just go to the diagnose error. It will fix the code, right? Fix my code. So Azure Database have the very good functionality. Like if you face any code, like any issue with the code, then it will show like you have the option diagnose the error and it will fix the code. So if I copy this one, what happened? Okay, if I copy this one as it is, okay, let me copy this one and let's see the syntax. Actually, in with column we have the only one function, so we need to use backslash. Okay, so now if you see df2 does with columns, we use the curly bracket, right? And then here also we have the one curly bracket, right? Basically this curly bracket will show the dictionary. So now, and now if you see, if I use the df2 dot cost print schema, okay, now if I run the code, let's see the result. Now if you see, first one is the original, we have that all three column have the data type is string, and next we have the integer double date, right? And then again we have the integer and integer, but just let me forget. So here call salary, cost salary must be in the double data type. and here we are the data type. Now if you see integer, double and date. So that's all about the cast function in the PySpark. If you have any question, any doubt, please write down in comment and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.